So the final method is now graphical method. The graphical method is now the use of graph, meaning that we need to graph the two lines. We need to graph the two. So the point of intersection is now the answer. Example, I'm saying that if you have, this is my axis x and y. So assuming this line, the first line, which is the first equation, maybe if the equation is ax plus by plus or equal to c. Why this is the second line? Maybe it's dx plus ey equals f. So the point of intersection, wherever they intersect, is now the solution. So this is the solution. You trace down, this is the x value, y, you trace here, this is the y value. So this is the solution. So we just plot it. So let's now solve some question using graphical method. So we are asked to solve this using graphical method. We are given two equations and we are asked to solve it. So the first thing we need to do is to graph. We need to graph the lines, and in graphing we need x and y, and we need table of value. The table of value contains different values of x with the corresponding value of y. So the first thing I do is to make y in each of the equation the subject of formula. So from equation 1, y is now 3 minus x, and also from equation 2, y is also x minus 1. So this is the two equations I will use to form my table of value. So we need a table of value here. So let's now get our table of value. So just choose any. I prefer using from the same, like minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. I prefer using equal interval from positive to negative because you don't know where the graph will intersect. So that's why I always use the same. If it's minus 3, to end in 3. If I start with minus 4, it ends in 4. So you don't know where. So don't make the mistake of using only positive value. They might intersect in the negative part. So here now we are to find the first one. So remember, this is our x. So y, this is our x. That's our y. The first one, y, is equal to 3 minus x. Y, the second y equals x minus 1. So we now prepare a table of value. So when x, so the first one, when I'm finding for y equals 3 minus x. So when x is minus 3, y implies that y is now 3 minus 3, which is 6. So when x is minus 2, implies that y is 3 minus 2, which is 5. When x is minus 1, implies that y is 3 minus 1, which is 4. So when x is 0, implies that y is 3 minus 0, which is 3. When x is 1, implies that y equals 3 minus 1, which is 2. And finally for this one, okay, so when x is 2, y is 3 minus 2, which is 1. So finally for this one, when x is 3, we have that y must be 3 minus 3, which is 0. So these are the values of this for this is, for the first one is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So the same way we do it for the second one. So for the second one, when that's for y equals x minus 1, when x is minus 3 implies that y is minus 3 minus 1, which is minus 4. When x is minus 2 implies that y is minus 3 minus 2 minus 1, which is minus 3. When x is minus 1, y is minus 1 minus 1, which is minus 2. When x is 0 implies that y is 0 minus 1, which is minus 1. When x is 1 implies that y is 1 minus 1, which is 0. When x is 2 implies that y equals 2 minus 1, which is 1. And finally, when x is 3 implies that y equals 3 minus 1, which is 2. So my values start from minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. So the next thing is for us to plot the graph. So we use the table now. So let's go to the graph. So this is now the graph. So we need to plot, before we need to locate our axis, the x and y axis. So, but here, before you start, you check the maximum value of, because x, the minimum is minus 3 and the maximum is 3, so it's settled. But here we need to get the maximum of the two equation. So y maximum is 6, y minimum is minus 4. So meaning we have more positive value in y than x, so we need to be careful here. So let's locate our axis. This is a 1 cm graph. So assuming, let me count for x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So meaning 13 is the middle. Why I'm doing this, so that I will plot a large graph as for because the more the large the graph is, the better the mark. So you need to make it large. So the half is, the center is 13. But for y now, since the maximum is 6 and the minimum is minus 4, so let's count. Assuming I take this as my origin. Assuming here is my origin. If I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Assuming here is my origin. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the negative part. While the positive part is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's okay. Yeah, so I think so. But let's locate our x. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's it. So that's our axis. So let's draw our x and y axis. So let's change the property of the pen. Let's make it black. So this is my x axis. This is my y axis. That's the origin. This is my origin. So for x, that's it. So the next is okay, here is 0 minus 1. Let me use black. Let's use black. This is minus 1. minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4. So y here is 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's it. Y x. If you notice, if I count 1, 2, 3, our graph will end here. So we better expand. Okay, let's take 3 cm for 1 unit. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I think it's better. Y 1, 2, 3 is minus 1. This is minus 2. This is minus 3. So that's the best way. That's our origin. So let's now plot the points. So let's look at the points. The first one, when x is, I'll first draw the first graph. When x is minus 3, y is 6. X minus 3, y is 6. So the point is this. This minus 3, 6. So that's my point. So the other one, when x is 5. When x is minus 2, y is 5. Minus 2, y is 5. So this is the point. So when x is 4, when x is minus 1, y is 4. That's the point. When x is 0, y is 3. Should be on the axis here. So when x is 1, 1, y is 2. So this should be the point. When x is 2, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 1. This is the point. And finally, when x is 3, y is 0. This should be on the axis. So we now join our points. Let's join the point. So that's my point. So let's change it to red. So the graph, the equation of this one is y. Maybe let me use the same color for that. So this is now y equals 3. I think 3 minus x. So that's the first one. Why the second one? Let's locate the point also. So the second one, when x is minus 3, y is minus 4. X is minus 3, y is minus 4. So that's the point. When x is minus 2, y is minus 3. Minus 2 is minus 2 minus 3. When x is minus 1, y is minus 2. Minus 2, this should be the point. When x is 0, y is minus 1. This should be the point. When x is 1, y is 0. This should be, that's on the axis. So when x is 2, y is 1. Double point, that's it. When x is 3, y is 2. When x is 3, y is 2. So we now join our points. So we join our points from this. So let's make it green. So and my pen, let me change it to green. So we have now our equation here is y equals, I think, x minus 1. Okay, so you notice the point of intersection. See the solution. The solution is now this is the solution. So our solution is that. So which is x equals to and y. So that's our solution. So that's the end of the equation. Just plot, choose any point, x values, find the corresponding value. So we now form a table of value with that. After we now plot, but we are forgetting something. We need to write the table. We need to write the title. So the title is the graph. The graphs of y equals 3 minus x and y equals x minus 1, and we need to write the scale. So if you notice, for x axis we are moving 3 cm to 1 unit. That's one of the box is 1 cm on x axis, and the other one is now 1 cm to 1 unit on y axis. So that's our graph. So it's simple. So we stop here. Thank you.